This video is a free advertorial copywriting course where you will learn what an advertorial is, how to write them, how to use AI to do 99% of the work for you, and how to split test and scale to, thousands of buyers a day profitably. In case you're wondering who I am and why I'm even qualified to teach you about this, well, in 2024, I used advertorials to scale my own business to millions of dollars in revenue on paid traffic. I run an agency, mailerprofit.com, which helps some of the biggest brands in the world scale their top of funnel through cold traffic copy and advertorials, as well as, a huge focus on email marketing and retention. On top of that, I started my career as a freelance copywriter. So things weren't always good for me. I started from the bottom, and using this skill of copywriting, I was able to make myself a millionaire by the age of 22. I've put together this free course so that you can learn the exact skill that, made me successful and allowed me to live the life that I currently live at the age of 24. And all I ask is that you click the link in the description and sign up for my free daily newsletter. I've been sending an email there every single day for the last 1,000 days. I haven't missed today. And if you find this course valuable, I promise you, you will find the emails I send every single day to my newsletter even more valuable. Furthermore, I have a lot more free courses that you can get access to, but you must be on my newsletter if you want access. So click the link in the description and sign up. And without further ado, let's just get straight into the actual course. In this first video, I'm going to do an overview of advertorials and cold traffic funnels in general. And then we're going to get into the actual content and how to write them. So what is an advertorial? Simply put, an advertorial is an article that informs and sells at the same time. And the purpose of them is to create curiosity and encourage people to click. In this course, we're going to talk about advertorials in the context of ecom, direct response, direct-to-consumer products, basically. When should you use advertorials? So you can use advertorials when you want to sell a D2C product on cold traffic. They're especially useful with products that solve unique problems or unique pain points. Advertorials work on all ad networks and platforms, but in this course, we're going to cover our experience with advertorials on Meta and native. Why are they important in 2024? The most important thing a brand can do is crack cold traffic, right? That means acquire new customers profitably. If a brand can consistently and predictably do this, they've basically activated an unlimited money glitch. But for that exact reason, cracking cold traffic is not easy, and there's not really a one-size-fits-all approach to cracking cold traffic. However, you can use advertorials to make that process a lot easier. That's because the advertorial pre-sells the customer. For example, a brand might be running ads on Facebook, and their ads might go straight to an ecom page, just like this one. Just a normal ecom product page. Now, they might not be profitable, and that's where an advertorial page comes into play. If you add an advertorial page after the Facebook ad, so the customer clicks an ad, lands on the advertorial, gets pre-sold, and then clicks on the product page, chances are the conversion rate on the product page will be much higher because the customers who land there are more warm thanks to the pre-selling that you do on the advertorial. Now, part of your job when you're writing advertorial funnels or advertorials is to strike a balance between the click-through rate and the conversion rate on the sales page, as well as the conversion rate of the whole funnel. When you're writing these advertorials, don't view the advertorial itself in a vacuum. If you want to properly acquire customers at profit on the first purchase, advertorials can help, but you have to view the entire funnel holistically. You can't just look at the advertorial itself. How can you make money with them? Simple. If you run a brand, advertorials can help you drive higher quality traffic to your offers. If you're a freelancer or an agency owner, you can offer these to your clients. And we're going to talk about both these things later on in this course.
Hey, this is Thomas. And in this lesson, we're going to go over the 8 steps of writing an advertorial. So as a step 1, get all the basics you have. Maybe it might seem like an unnecessary step, but getting it in front of you will help you gain mental clarity and help you understand what you need to do better. So as an example, I chose a random product, a pain relief patch for shoulder pain, and I would simply just fill out these. So what product are you selling? A pain relief patch for shoulder pain. What problem does the product solve? shoulder pain, and then you can go into more specifics, like they can't work, so they might lose their job because if they have shoulder pain. They can't do their house chores because of the shoulder pain, and overall, maybe they can't lift their kids up, their grandkids up, and go into more specifics with that. And who is your target customer? You would just go into ratings, try and understand what's the age, what's the cause of shoulder pain. Is it an injury? Is it just something that appeared randomly? Then what's the problem your customer is facing? And here you don't say just shoulder pain, but you go into more specifics, you try to understand more what their day-to-day looks like, what problems are caused by the shoulder pain, what's happening in the mornings, what's happening during the day, how is it affecting basically every area of their life. And then for offers itself, like, do you have any guarantees, like a 90-day, 30-day money-back guarantee? And do you have any special offers? For advertorials, it's often very useful if you put like for article readers only, get 50% off today, buy two, get one free only today. So make note of all of these before starting writing your advertorials, and you'll gain a lot of mental clarity. Another thing to note is it's important to find out where your traffic is coming from. Is it coming from native, which is basically online articles, maybe more political, more drama, more basically this is a more mature audience? Or are they coming from Facebook? Maybe they saw like a 1-minute ad on Facebook and clicked. Those people are usually more impulsive. Maybe they have they won't focus as much, so you'll need to be more attention grabbing. You'll need to maybe explain things a lot better than the native advertising audience, because native audience is usually a bit more intelligent, a bit more smarter. So you need to include more science and studies and other things to like get your point across. Step 2 is research. So research everything about the specific problem. How does it start? What are your customer behaviors, pain points, as I mentioned? How does it affect their day? How does the actual product work? And how does it fit into the market? What are other alternatives? Why is this product better? Why is it worse? How is it like? Why would the customer prefer this product instead of like painkillers or some shoulder braces? And yeah, you can analyze your competitors, but personally, I like to look at competitors only after I've gotten my first job done, because otherwise it can mess with your mind, mess with your creativity, and you'll be influenced from what you saw from the competitor. Your angle and the advertorial type. Decide which angle are you picking. For example, here I have the shoulder patches, which are basically the angle of itself, the shoulder pain. But if you have a product that has more specific niches, like for example, sleep, you have sleep apnea, you have insomnia, you have maybe like trouble falling asleep, trouble staying asleep, waking up tired, or waking up with a dry mouth, waking up with a clogged nose. Decide how specific are you willing to go based on your research. For example, if you have a back pain, research what will work better. Lower back pain, upper back pain, maybe neck pain tied with back pain. And based off of that, just structure your advertorial. And then for the advertorial type, there are 3 types, which we'll go into more details later on. Is the story-based advertorial, where basically here, if we selected this product, We would talk about how shoulder pain affects their everyday life, how terrible it is. Some analogies to like help understand how the pain feels, to be more relatable. If it was an informational editorial, we would basically educate on something new, something maybe the customer hasn't heard before. Like you could talk about the root cause of shoulder pain, and then how maybe the traditional approach that doctors recommend is wrong because it doesn't actually address the root cause of the pain. And like then you say, here's what you can do instead. Then you present your product, and basically help understand how your product actually tackles the actual root cause of the problem they're facing. And a value-based editorial is either you provide value or give out a listicle of, for example, five shoulder exercises you can do at home. Or, for example, this has natural like herbs. You can add like 4 at-home foods that will relieve your shoulder pain. Then you would basically explain each, how does it help, and at the very end you'll present your product. So this company has partnered up with this expert to create like a natural remedy for shoulder pain, and it like then you would explain how it works, include social proof, and go from there. So step 4, outline your editorial. This again will help you gain mental clarity and understand more specifically what research you need to do. For example, with story-based editorial, you'll need to do more research on the actual customer, on how they're feeling their everyday lives, because it goes from story to discovering the product, trying the product, being maybe still skeptical, and then how the product finally gave them the relief they were looking for, or gave them the solution they were looking for. And then you go into more salesy pitches after that, with more testimonials and closes and objection handling. And informational editorial, this structure is more like an article. This would fit better the native audience than Facebook usually, where you would educate the customer at first, and you would like maybe talk as an expert, introduce a doctor, and then later on the doctor has partnered up with some startup or a different company to create the best remedy there is for your problem. And same with the value-based editorial. You can also use an expert as your spokesperson, or just provide value, and at the end, after you have educated your customer about like for example, listicle of 4 or 5 ingredients that help shoulder pain, you introduce the actual remedy that can finally give you relief. So step 5 is write your first draft. Here I would recommend just, first of all, you outline your editorial, and then you can fill it out section after section. You write the lead, you write the alternatives they have tried, how they discovered the product, and I would say just go without stopping, and don't make any edits. Don't stop at any sentences to think how to word it better. Just get it all out, so later on you have something to work with, and then you can go through it and edit it to perfection, which is this step 6. So after you have your first draft, you can turn it into the final product, read through it all, make edits and make any edits necessary, rewrite for clarity, fix errors, improve the structure, maybe change something up. Maybe you'll see things from a different perspective once you read it for the second time. And overall, see what else you need to do to make the editorial better. Maybe you can give it to someone else to read as well, so they can give you a fresh perspective of what you're missing, of what's confusing. And then once you've gone through it a few times, Then you have your final draft, which you can submit and publish. And then for step 7, once you have your final draft, I would recommend straight away just create split tests for the subheadline, for the headline, for the subheadline, for the header image, the lead, maybe even the close. But usually close you can split test later on. At first, you want to focus on the above the fold section, which is the headline, subheadline, and header image. Just provide the client, or if you're writing for yourself, set up split tests right away so you can see which direction you should go towards in the future. You can test multiple angles, a more broader market like back pain, or be more specific like and target lower back pain. Then if lower back pain works better than every other back pain angle you could find, then create like 4 new split tests all focused on lower back pain and go into more specifics. Maybe injury, maybe it's caused by old age, or maybe it's just poor posture, and from there you can go in even more deeper. Step 8 is publish and monitor the response, because the market is always the best judge. So launch your editorial, see how the market reacts, change up if needed, change up the angle, set up new split tests to see how you can improve. And yeah, the feedback and engagement you receive from your audience is invaluable for seeing what actually works, because you can do hours of research, but at the end of the day, the market will decide what works the best. So the 3 types of editorials. This will be a quick run over over each type, and then in the next lessons we're going to go to much more detail in each editorial. So you might have heard the saying, the best ads don't feel like ads. And as you possibly read before in the previous section, is that advertorials shouldn't feel like they're ads. They should feel like they're a mix, like they should feel like a sponsored article, which is like a mix of an advertorial and an editorial. No, sorry, an ad and an editorial. So make it seem like it's an article you would find on any news site and any like forum, and that's the best way to make your editorials profitable. Don't make them too aggressive. Don't make them look like a sales page. Make them look like an online article people like naturally read every day already. So for them, it'll be just another article, but this time it's actually going to sell something to them. So there are 3 types of editorials. The story-based one, where you share a story, usually from the target customer's perspective, how they felt the pain, and then how they discovered the product, and then how they relieved their pain or solved their problem. Informational, which is usually educates, but it doesn't give like the basic mainstream advice. It often maybe breaks the common beliefs of something the customer might have thought they not know, but actually it's very different. Maybe they thought the pain is caused by something else, while it's actually this. And then you introduce the product later on. Once you've explained the actual truth of your problem, you explain the product, and it all just makes sense of, okay, if this is the actual problem, the actual cause of my problem, so now I understand why the solutions I've tried haven't worked, and now this is the product that should work. And the value-based editorials are mostly like listicles or any other editorials that provide value. On the internet, you would see articles like recipes for foods, 8 tips to fix your posture, 4 exercises to relieve foot pain, and that's the vibe, that's the style you're going for. So a story-based editorial, I'll show an example straight away. So as I said, you write it from the first person perspective of your target customer, of how they lived the problem, how it affected their everyday life. their work, their relationships, their family life, their hobbies, how they felt in the mornings, how they felt during the day, what changed in their lives. Use metaphors and analogies to describe what they're feeling. And basically, it will make the reader either suffering from the same problem or dealing with the same problem. They will think, oh, okay, finally there's someone like me, and they'll be more intrigued to keep reading on to see what happened next. And then eventually you'll introduce the solution that helped. So this is the structure. Usually it might change based on the editorial, but this is like the most basic one. The lead of the story of how horrible the situation was. I'll show an example side by side. So here you can see, my dentist told me that there's no way to remove black and tartar from home, but I have discovered an alternative solution that gave me a confident smile and saved me thousands. So yeah, here's the basic lead. On here he tells the story of, I can barely smile naturally, take pictures or play with my grandkids without feeling self-conscious. I miss the days, blah blah blah. That's not even the worst part. What pains me most is that I feel like a burden to my family. Basically, tells the story of how bad it was and how it made them feel, how it affected their life. Now, solutions that have failed. Yeah, I was trying all sorts of mouthwashes, toothbrushes, and toothpastes. Here you can basically describe everything you tried, why it failed, why you hated it, and basically make the reader relate. So they think, okay, I've tried the same, I've done the same, and I've gotten no result as well. And then you can, this is different, but you can go write the fear, the worst case scenario, and write a whole section about, like, maybe he was afraid that he's gonna like lose his teeth completely and have to eat like oatmeal for the rest of his life. That's a dramatic way and over exaggeration, but you get the point. For example, if they have foot pain or some deeper issue, they're afraid that they're gonna go into a wheelchair, and basically kind of scare a little bit the reader of what can actually happen if you keep ignoring your problem and keep trying to find a solution. Like, if you keep trying solutions that don't work, and you're basically wasting your money, your time, and your health, is your problem is like a ticking time bomb. And then they discover the product. So either they solve an ad, a friend. This is usually the most common approach when you're writing for a Facebook audience, because also, just like then, they probably clicked on that ad and saw, now they're reading the editorial. So either they clicked on the ad, or a friend saw them in pain, or saw them dealing with the problem and recommended the product, or they consulted or found an expert or a doctor. So that's what happens here. That's when I met Dr. Lauren Gans, blah, blah, blah. And then, for example, if you chose the ad of the friend, you would usually, for example, if you click the ad, then on the website you would read some news that would break your common beliefs and change the way you think about your problem. And it's similar to the friend. The friend would actually share what a friend would say that he dealt with the same problem himself, and then he would actually like share what he discovered, the actual truth, the shocking truth, and then you would introduce the product, because it would make sense after what you shared. So here, the doctor is showing the uncomfortable truth, the shocking truth. So your unhealthy mouth can be linked to systemic disorders such as heart attack. Then you can add some quotes, some studies. You basically explain the problem, the problem. And yeah, something also many editorials do is they say that the most like common alternative can actually make your situation worse. Like, painkillers can actually make your situation worse. Doing exercises, like, or stretching that area can make it worse, or brushing and flossing can make it worse. And then you basically explain why. And then finally, they introduce the one way to solve the problem they have. Then they would describe it. If you chose the ad, then you would basically describe how the person read on their on the brand's website how this product actually can help and how it works. And with a friend, you would just share what the friend shared, how the friend told that this product can help, and then basically explain how. But that's why it's for example, for more complicated health problems, you would just use the expert doctor to have more credibility and trust. And yeah, you explain what the actual solution can be, and then how there's a product for that. Maybe the expert, the doctor, partnered up with some company, and then created the actual solution. And then you would explain how the solution actually works, how the product works. Here you explain how the mechanism, how the method works, and here you introduce the product that actually uses that mechanism. Then you describe the product. And here, this is also optional. You can say he was still skeptical and he wasn't sure if it would actually help, but then he saw a bunch of positive reviews, a money back guarantee, and then he placed the order. So the next, their experience after using the product. And here it is. It's not an overstatement to say the plague blaster has saved my life. And he would basically describe how it felt after relieving the problem, how easy it was to use, the before and after, how it improved his everyday life. So yeah, here you could put usually the first call to action. For example, here you could put, if you're dealing with the same problem, I highly recommend this. The last time I checked, they had a 50% discount on their website. But they had a low stock warning. So click the button to check if it's still available. Just like a small subtle button to make people click who are already pretty much sold and ready to buy. Place a button so they can click, so you don't actually lose maybe the sale down below. I know it has a button here and here, but sometimes when they're focusing on reading the tutorial, they might automatically ignore these banners. And yeah, you basically you can go into, after the first button, you can even either describe in more detail how the product works, or you can here's what makes it so brilliant. Basically go into more, double down on the product and why it's so good, why it works, how it works, other cool features, other benefits. And yeah, now you have social proof, and here you can say thousands are able to remove plaque from home, or you can say thousands of people already own this. It's rated 4.7 stars out of 5 on average from 1,000+ reviews. And you can add other things like customer reviews, Facebook comments. Even this one has video testimonials. You can include a seen on banner. Yeah, and here you can see that the first button, first call to action here. Click through now and see if the discounts are still available. So pretty much similar to what I said. So click through and see if the product is still available. And for this one, it ends here. Frequently asked questions and a conclusion. But you can actually include another section reminding of how great they felt after using the product, how their life changed, go into details, how it was before, how it is now. And then you would put, these are optional, it depends on your product. And then after that, you can put the final close to say stop dealing with this problem. There's a solution you could try now. It's 100% risk-free. Give it a try now. So yeah, that's a story-based advertorial for you. Usually these work the best with huge, long, acute problems that people have trouble with solving them for years. This can also work for regular products, for devices. Usually this is the format used for health products and products that solve long issues that the person has been dealing with for years. So moving on, informational advertorial. So yeah, here you educate. You can either, most the common approach is to break a common belief. Like here, your toothbrush out of all things could be making you sick. And here you write a regular lead. You can also tie the story into this. Then just straight away you explain the common belief breaker, what's the actual truth, and like what you've been taught is wrong, and here's the actual truth. And now, since you know the actual truth, you know how to approach your problem the best way. And this is the product. So what is it? Describes the product. Then it's optional. You can describe what's wrong with alternatives, and then you can say this product is much better than these alternatives because it does this and that. And then you can include how the product works. Is it easy to use? What else I love about the product? And you can also add who needs it the most, what type of people, what type of problems does it solve specifically. Then you can include social proof, as seen on banner, previews, how many customers, and yeah, and then you put the first call to action. Here you can see there's special savings for readers. And here, again, optional, you can say it's not available on Amazon and eBay. And then you could put more social proof, and then the final call to action. This usually works the best for like gadgets, technology, or like everyday tools, maybe some kitchen items like this. That like basically the person didn't know they needed this product, and now they're reading an editorial on it. So yeah, that's pretty simple. That's the informational editorial. Next we have a value-based editorial. In these ones, usually you go for creating listicles. You provide value and basically make the reader think that by clicking on your editorial, they'll learn something new today. And you basically give them value and then tie it back to your product. For example, here, 4 most common signs your dog is suffering from joint pain. You would list the signs and then you would say, here's the solution. You would also explain why the problem happens, and how the solution can help. Because you've gotten an audience of people who are concerned about the dog having joint pain. So now you can later on introduce the solution. And it's similar here with a listicle, but takes a different approach. It offers 8 ingredients to eliminate their joint pain for good. So basically, if they really wanted to, they could go to the market, buy all 8 ingredients, mix them all up and give them to the dog, but no one wants to do that. So here's 8-in-1 dog chews that you can give your dog every day, and it will solve their joint pain. So here you have the lead. Also here you can explain why the problem happens. Like dogs have this wolf instinct, where they will hide their suffering, their pain, because otherwise they will be seen as weak, and weak wolves are getting left behind by their pack, and dogs have this instinct of survival, and they don't want to show you their pain. So there's no way you can know their pain, and once you start noticing obvious signs, it's already too late. So here are the 4 signs you should look out for now. Then you provide the value, and then the solution, the next step after it in identifying your dog's joint pain. Here, you give the 8 ingredients and the next step, how to get the best results. And you also mentioned that each ingredient needs to be processed the right way, otherwise it will lose their nutritious value. Then you introduce the product, describe it, and you have your first call to action. The same here, describe the product and the first call to action. This is more like a subtle call to action to put for everyone who's already sold or curious. Then you go into more detail, describing how it works. And you basically explain the root cause of the problem, and then you tie it back to the product, how it tackles the root cause and how it can help. Then you can include social proof, life after using the product, or deeper benefits of like you will get your dog back, he will run again with a smile on his face, and you won't feel like you lost your best friend. Then you can include guarantees, where to buy, a call to action. And yeah, then again, optional, you can have the product is not available on Amazon, there's low stock, more social proof, and then the final call to action. Obviously, these all can be tweaked a little bit, but this is the main skeleton of value-based advertorial. So yeah, here you have it, the 3 types of advertorials, and in the next lesson, we'll go into more detail in each one. So the topic of headlines and images, and also other elements to include in your advertorial. This is an exciting topic in my opinion. So this will cover everything from the headlines, the subheadlines, basically the whole above the bold section, and about the images and subheadlines to include throughout your advertorial, and other maybe engaging elements to basically break up your copy and make it easier to read, make it easier to understand, and for people who just scan through it all, quickly scrolling, like read subheadlines, how to like make it easy to consume and easy to understand and easy to get the key points away. So what your audience sees first is important. Think of it as like of a cover of a book. It's what makes people decide whether to pick it up and read or move on. So in the digital world, the first impression, or like the book cover, is called the above the fold section, which is basically the first thing you see once you open up an advertorial. So here's an example. I put a side banner here of the product, which I'll explain later. The headline, the date of the author, so it doesn't look like an ad, but it looks like an actual article or blog post. A subheadline, or you can put an important note or a quote from customer, or a little study quote, and the first line that the customer sees that will make them scroll down and keep reading. So here are a few examples. Once you open up the page, see the headline, you see like 5 stars because it like reveals the product straight away. There's these buttons that share on like WhatsApp, social media, email, which makes it more, I don't know if they even work. I actually do. Yes, it makes it look like more like an article. And yeah, this is the area where you need to grab their attention with a catchy headline and a catching image. In this section, you'll learn how to create headlines and choose images that make your people want to stick around and read more. Like here, also reveals the product device. Here it reveals that it's sponsored, and yeah, here you can like it instantly puts social proof here because it reveals the product, and straight away they're like revealing how many 5-star reviews, where it's been seen, and the story-based advertorial here. I'll scroll down. So you see everything I described in this image. So you see the headline, It's a longer one, but like they would have room here for a subheadline, the banner, the image, the author, and the date, which it's best to always have your date set to like the most recent one, like this is today's date, because when you open an article and see if it's from like see that it's from 5 years ago, you instantly like start to doubt that it actually works today. Or even like if it's about a product, like you will doubt a lot that the product is even available today. And here you can see the first sentence, which they might read, and then they'll be curious to scroll down and read the entire editorial. So moving on. So starting off with headlines. So when drafting headlines for your editorial, keep in mind that this is the first thing your reader will see. It's what will decide if they're going to read your editorial or not. So if you don't have a good headline, you have pretty much wasted your time writing the editorial because no one's going to read it. So your headline needs to grab their attention for the right reasons, so don't clickbait them. If you clickbait them, then just they'll open it, and there'll be more traffic coming to your editorial, but it doesn't mean that it will make more money, because there will be traffic coming from for the wrong reasons. And yeah, basically you want to make your readers curious and eager to keep on reading. So for story-based editorials, your headline should set the stage for the story you're about to share. So mom reveals it all. This is the no surgery secret that raised my embarrassing turkey neck. So doctor reveals the truth. This is the secret how I relieve my daily knee pain. For informational and editorials that educate, you try to surprise the reader by challenging their common belief or saying something unexpected. Like, do you trust your fire extinguisher? Unless you're a fireman, you probably shouldn't. Like, it's basically suggests something they didn't know they needed. For example, that innocent bedtime reading habit that is ruining your sleep every single day. So people with bad sleep will see this and will try to understand what is the innocent bedtime habit that they're doing that is ruining their sleep. And here, for example, your fruits and veggies of all things could be making you sick. Here's what you need to do. And moving on, in the value-based editorial, use numbers or promise a clear benefit right away. So give your dog these 8 ingredients to eliminate their joint pain. Here's how you can turn dry, cracked, unsightly feet into baby soft glowing feet in 1 hour. So double the life of your flowers in just 30 seconds with these genius new ways. And here I put some templates from Dan Kennedy. These could be great for your editorials if you don't have if you're not creative enough and can't think of a headline. You can go there. For example, let's take this. Let's call it "Stay Safe Stray." So this doesn't fit. You can say, "Who else wants a mini fire extinguisher that anyone in your house can use, or a mini fire extinguisher your kid can use?" So here you can use it, like you can use a story here, how this mini fire extinguisher saved my life or saved my house from a fire. And here you can ask, is your house fire safe? Then you move on. Let's say your fire extinguisher might not be as effective as you think. And yeah, so on. You can put warning, your fire extinguisher is outdated. Here's what you need to do right now. So moving on to the header image. Header images are extremely important elements in your editorials, as they are one of the first things that catch the reader's eye along with the headline. So don't be lazy on the images you use. Put in as much effort as you do in your headline, or if you're just a copywriter and you have someone else basically building the editorial funnel, put as a detailed description as you can, so the person who's building the funnel or setting up the editorial they'll have a detailed description of the image they need to use, and it'll basically increase the chances of your advertorial being successful, because the person building the funnel probably won't care about how it converts. They'll just get it done and that's it. So if you provide a clear instruction of what image to use, it can't go wrong. So there are 6 different header images you can use to improve your editorials. So the number 1 is product in use. So showcase your product being used in a real life scenario. Here you can see some examples. Number 2, wrong versus right. So compare your product to the alternative, like challenge their common belief. Like they might think a fire extinguisher is the best option for fire safety. It's actually not. It's actually this. Their knives at home might be fine. They're actually not. These are much better. Or like your vase, like it's just a vase. What difference can it make? Well, it actually can. Like this vase, like what was the headline? It was like this vase could like make your flowers stay alive for like X amount of days longer. So number 3, you have the split image. Here you can either use the before and after, a situation without the product versus a situation with the product. For example, if they have, if you're selling like a knee patch or a knee sleeve, you can put on the left side person suffering from knee pain, on the right side a person like walking or running with a smile on their face, and the product is on their knee. Or you can, if you use the story, you can use the split image to describe the story. For example, if someone has foot pain, and because of the foot pain they fell down and hit their head, you can put on the left side, you could put an image of a person suffering from foot pain, and on the right side you can put like an old lady like holding her head in pain, or an ambulance, or a hospital, or anything that relates to the story. So here are a few examples. You can also combine, like you can see the red cross and the green check mark. You can, and also a zoom in, which we'll get to in a moment. And here basically this is not the split image of how it is without the product versus how it is with the product, but basically it shows from both like sides how it's different from the like regular covers with the rubber bands, and like how it looks, how smooth it looks on your bed. So number 4, you have the zoom in. So it's pretty self-explanatory. So for example, here you're showing how there's like little poo stain bacteria on your toothbrush, and you zoom into it. Here, how this little tool can improve your golf game. And here's like probably something about hearing aid, how these like little mini AirPods can improve your hearing. So next you have image related to the headline. So this visionary doctor created an all-natural device that relieves back pain and neck pain in minutes, and it holds on like a weird shaped thingy. You can see this award-winning new device instantly improves breathing and reduces snoring. And here you can't really see the device. You would see it being used, so you're curious how to click. And this revolutionary new device can provide all natural insomnia relief in minutes. It basically showcases the person sleeping with some weird device on their bed table. So next you have curiosity spiking headlines, which not headlines but header images, which are similar to like the ghost compilations. Like example, I used to watch like something like this when I was like 12. They had like red arrows basically pointing at nothing really special, red circles as well, and basically use this strategy to not like clickbait, but to spike curiosity, and like kind of encourage the person to click. Example here, you can see there's something under their feet, but you can't see clearly, so there's an arrow there. This is like a before and after, with also an arrow there. For example, if you if you have like a tool that you can use, you can put like a red cycle around it. And other above default elements you can put. So one of them is an author's name, which I mentioned, and if you have a fresh date on it every day, that renews every day, so it's always today's date, the better, because the reader will, like, if they see it, they'll know that it's fresh information and that they know that this works today. It didn't work, like, it's not like it's a solution from 5 years ago that might not even exist today. It's a solution that has been published today. And then for the, instead of a subheadline, you can put a quote or a review or a quote from the story. If you're sharing a story, then you can put, as you saw in examples, the average star rating, a scene on bar. Like, if this is useful if you reveal the product pretty much in the image and the headline straight away. And if you're dealing with, like, if you're writing about more serious problems, you can put a note or a statistic. For example, note: once you finish this blog, you might never want to breathe through your mouth during your sleep ever again. Or if you're talking about the fire extinguisher, you could put a note: every 89 seconds a new house fire starts. This is the best way to keep your house safe and equipped for an emergency. You get the point. Basically, create more, make it a bit dramatic and create more urgency to make the reader want to read it. And now subheadlines and images throughout the advertorial. So adding subheadlines and images throughout your advertorial is important for many different reasons. First, these visual elements provide readers with a break from the text and engage them on a visual level, so it's easier to consume your content and make it more appealing and memorable. Subheadlines serve to break the text into smaller, more manageable sections, making it easier for readers to scan and understand the content. Also, it will motivate them to read. For example, if they see a big chunk of text with 20 paragraphs to go, they won't be motivated to read it. But if they see there's 5 lines they need to read, there's a subheadline, an image, then like there's 4 new lines, they'll be motivated to read it more and more to get to the next subheadline, like little checkpoints throughout the whole editorial. And yeah, it offers eye relief to readers, so they're not like super tense and focused trying to read it, with their eyes drying up and like them blinking a lot. You basically make it a much more pleasant experience for them. And yeah, also subheadlines and images work together to strengthen the main ideas and messages of your editorial. So overall, adding subheadlines and images effectively improves readability, visualization, and engagement, ultimately improving the overall effectiveness of your editorial. So banner on the side. At the start, I said I'll explain this later, so now is the time I'll explain it. So even though this might seem strange, but many, like most top converting editorials I've seen, use this banner. They put this banner on the side and they basically reveal it straight away, even if they use a more curiosity spiking angle, and like there's a story that only reveals the solution about like 50% into the editorial. Like, it might seem strange because this banner would like basically, you would think it spoils the surprise, it spoils the curiosity, but it actually helps like boost the click rates from what I've seen. So it's definitely worth trying it out. It could be one of the split tests also that you set up, try like an editorial without it, and then one split test with the banner. So yeah, here's how the sign banner usually looks like. So it is just an image with a button, like 5-star reviews, the name, some benefits or features, and then the image, the button, or just one headline, the image, and simple button. So other visuals you can include are icons and basic visualization. So it's easier for your reader to basically digest the content you're giving them. Lists, create bullet points. For example, here, what else we love about Mega Wi-Fi AMP. And yeah, it's always easy to go through bullet points, make them easy to read, make the gaps between them wide enough so it doesn't look like it's crushed together. Then comparisons, us versus them tables. Compare it to an alternative or a competitor. And you can also share before and after, or in the progress of how it looks. And by adding these visual elements throughout your editorial, you can make the content more engaging, easier to understand, and ultimately more persuasive for your audience. Thank you for your attention, and see you in the next one.
Okay, so now we're going to talk about metrics, and in this section, we're also going to cover split tests. But before we can cover split tests and data, you need to understand how to analyze metrics when it comes to advertorial funnels. So there's a certain mindset you need to have. And in general, what I've seen is that super low-level copywriters or low-level business owners base the success of an individual advertorial on the click-through rate, or CTR. What that means is, or what click-through rate means, is the percentage of people who read the advertorial and actually click through and go to the sales page where the selling is done and the sale is made. Because obviously, the selling is not done through the advertorial necessarily. The selling is actually done on the sales page where they click through. Now, click-through rate is super important, don't get me wrong, but it's not like the be-all end-all of your funnel. Sorry. Click-through rate is important, but it's not the be-all end-all of your funnel. Profit and sales are. Like, at the end of the day, this is what we're optimizing for. We don't care about click-through rate, and we care about which advertorial is bringing us the most profit and the most sales and the highest average order value and is the most scalable. And in many cases, the advertorial with the highest click-through rate is not the one that produces the most sales or profit. Why? Because the advertorial has to drive high quality traffic to the offer page in order to get conversions. With my own ecom brand, we sometimes see advertorials with lower click-through rates producing more than double the sales of advertorials with higher click-through rates. And like, here's an example. Obviously, I've blurred out the names of the funnels because I don't want to leak my brand. But you can see here, right? This advertorial has a 22% click-through rate and it generated $1,500 in sales. This one, like beneath it, we ran it for the exact same time, by the way. It has double the click-through rate, or more than double pretty much, but it produced less than half of the sales. So even though this one is more of a winner, it makes way less money than the other one. Now, the reason for that, like I said, is because the advertorial has to drive high quality traffic. And most likely what's happened here is this advertorial with the lower click-through rate, obviously people don't click as much, but the quality of people that do click are much higher. Like, they have a much higher intent to buy the product. But yeah, just make sure that you're measuring the right metrics and that you're not completely focused on click-through rate alone, and that you're focused on the sales. And also make sure you know why you're measuring certain metrics and why the metrics are being affected. And that comes down to how you split test, and we'll get into that in the next video. But yeah, in general, you have to send the customer to the sales page with the right frame of mind to buy. Anybody, like literally anybody, could write an advertorial with a high click-through rate if they use enough clickbait. It's like if I go write an advertorial that says, click here and you get the product for free, it's going to have 100% click-through rate on cold traffic because everyone likes free stuff. But the skill is in writing an advertorial that gets more sales, right? Not the one that gets the most clicks. Because at the end of the day, we're trying to make money, not get high click-through rates. So when you're looking at the metrics, take click-through rate with a grain of salt and look at the sales. Keep this in mind when you're analyzing your performance and making decisions about your split tests and whether or not you should kill the funnel. Because like I said here, 22%, but it made 1.5K, 45%, but it made $600. So clearly this one's the winner, even though the click-through rate is much lower. Now we're going to talk about split tests. And specifically in this video, I'm going to explain how to split test on cold traffic. And the reason I think this is super important is because 99% of brand owners, offer owners, and agencies don't understand a thing about split testing. They don't understand the basics of direct response. And so it's worth watching this entire video, just reminding yourself of the basics before you start running your cold traffic funnel and start running your split tests. So Split testing is essential for scaling a funnel on cold traffic, whether it's a VSL or an advertorial, whatever, right? It's essential. And the reason is because you probably aren't going to write a banger funnel out the gate. Like, the chances of that happening are so slim. In most cases, what happens is you do your market research, you write your funnel, you launch it, and then the market will give you feedback. And that feedback will be in the form of conversion rates, sales, profitability, and cost per acquisition, right? CPA. So based on that data, you'll know whether the funnel is promising. So if you should put more work into it to turn it profitable, whether the funnel is an absolute failure and you should just scrap it, or whether the funnel is a winner off the bat, right? That data will tell you it. You don't know until you launch it, though. You can speculate all you want, but the market is the true judge. So based on the data you get, you will have to conduct split tests in order to beat your control and keep improving and iterating the funnel based on data and become eventually profitable on the first purchase. Now, the question I usually get is, should you split test right away? And the answer is yes. Think about it. If you can increase let me actually give you an example of deliverables. So yes, you should split test right away. When we give clients an advertorial funnel as like a whole project, the deliverables always include multiple split tests. That's like 4 advertorials with 2 split tests, 2 sales pages with 2 split tests, etc. We split test right away to increase our chance of success and give us a much bigger pool of data to pivot from. And think about it. If you're doing like 100K a month and you get let's say 100 million a year even, right? A 1% increase is like millions of dollars. And depending on the size of your company, 1% increase in conversions on your advertorial funnel could mean hundreds of thousands of dollars in extra profit each year. So it's always worth it to be split testing out the gate. The only rule with split testing. So there are no rules with split tests. You can split test whatever you want, but there's one rule. There's no rules except for one. And that one rule is that you should only test one thing at a time. I can't stress how important this is. When you run split tests on live traffic, you have to ensure that you're only testing one thing at a time. That allows you to know with 100% certainty what is causing the change in data. For example, if you run a split test, like let's say you have an advertorial, right? You write one advertorial and then you come up with a split test for that advertorial. You're going to split test a headline. So now you have 2 advertorials, advertorial A, advertorial B. You run traffic equally to both advertorials. They're the exact same, except the headline is different. Advertorial A wins. That means that the headline caused advertorial A to win, and that the current headline on advertorial A is better than advertorial B. You know that for sure. But if you start testing headlines and leads and images and closes all at the same time, then advertorial A might still win, but you don't know what caused it to win. You just know that something on advertorial A is better than advertorial B, but you don't know what. And that's because you tried to test like 5 different things at the same time. So yeah, just make sure you test one thing at a time. Super important. In terms of what you should test, well, there's 2 types of tests. There's low leverage split tests, the tests that you do at huge volume when you're kind of already making millions and millions of dollars. You can do low leverage split tests, and there's split tests which are super high leverage, which make or break the entire funnel, right? Here's some example of low leverage ones, button colors, upsell to, downsell to, subheadings, front end ads, body and close, and the close of the sales page. High leverage is headline, lead, price point, hooks on the front end ad, upsells and downsells, and the checkout page, right? How long should you wait before making a conclusion? So when you run split tests, you need to wait for data before you can come to a decision, right? And you always need a decent sample size to know that your data isn't a fluke. So for advertorials, I would say 1,000 page visitors should give you more than enough substantial data to make a decision. And for checkout pages, 100 page visitors is more than sufficient. So same with sales pages. So depending on your budget and how much you're spending, stick to either 1,000 or 100 in terms of like how much conversions or visits you need to make a conclusion. Okay, so in this section of the course, we're going to talk about how you can make money as a freelancer or an agency owner using advertorials and how you can use them to massively grow your clients and get a bunch of quick and easy wins for your clients and make a shit ton of money. So yeah, this section is super important if you want to apply this to your own client base. Let's get straight into it. So you can use advertorial funnels as an additional service to your existing clients. So let's say you do Facebook ads or you do email marketing and you have 6 clients on retainer and those clients have been with you for a few months. You can upsell them or like kind of like an order bump, message all your clients, be like, hey, we want to do an advertorial funnel for you. Are you open to that? In 90% of cases, your clients will just say yes, right? So that's how one way you can use advertorial funnels as an upsell with your existing clients. Another way you can use them to make money is as a standalone service. Now, I'm not saying you should go and start an entire agency around advertorial funnels. I think it's a bit too niche. But you can still offer it to people as one-time projects or as a standalone service. And I've done that many times. I've made hundreds of thousands of dollars by doing that in 2023. So yeah, it's a super easy offer for your clients because one, brand owners in general are trying super hard to learn about direct response and implement longer form copy. It's like kind of the new trend. Second reason, brand owners are starting to understand the impact of long form copy, but they don't know how to implement it themselves. Third reason, there's not like a dedicated big agency on the market offering these to D2C brands. Now, you do get some rare agencies like my one, mailerprofit.com, where we kind of specialize in longer form copy and running email lists with a more direct response background. And that's why our clients come to us. And that's why we don't really have competition because there's not really anyone else as good as us offering it as a service, you know? So yeah, there's not much competition. And the fourth reason, it's pretty easy to close people on, especially if it's already an existing client, because one, your client's already spending money on ads. So if you give them an advertorial funnel and you do all the work for them, all they need to do is just have their media buyer divert like 2 or 5% of their ad spend onto your funnel just to see if it works, right? They're always down to test shit. And you can make it super risk-free for your client by doing the advertorial funnel performance only or offering like a money back guarantee or yeah, just doing some sort of performance deal and making it risk-free until you get a few case studies. Like they're always down for that, you know, because they still have to put the money up for the ad spend. Anyway, so I'm going to show you a couple examples of like me closing people on these advertorials or these cold traffic packages kind of thing. So yeah, here's a package I offered and I literally closed them. So package 1, 3 done for you cold traffic funnels with copy and design. So obviously I run a decently large agency. We have 3 copywriters, we have 3 designers, and our team is really fucking good. So we can design entire funnels top to bottom. And we can even develop them if a client is willing to pay, but we just don't like doing it. And I usually keep my developer for my own ecom brand anyway. But here you can see, right? Package 1, 3 cold traffic funnels with copy and design. So each cold traffic funnel would consist of 3 front-end ad scripts with 2 hooks each. So that comes out to 6 front-end ad scripts in total. 1 advertorial with a split test, 1 sales page with a split test. So that's 6 front-end ad scripts, 2 advertorials, and 2 sales pages. That's 1 funnel. And we're offering the client 3 of those with 2 revisions in the deliverable process with design. And we're charging $18,000 for that. Now, in total, that comes out to 9 front-end ad scripts or 18 ads, 3 times 2, 6 advertorials and 6 sales pages, all for a different funnel with different angles that they can split test, right? And on top of that, we're giving them once the funnel goes live and they start spending on it, we're giving them 30 days of on-hand ad hoc support to write new copy, split test different stuff, kill shit that's not working, and work with their media buyer. So that's $18,000. That's pretty high ticket. And we close them on package 2, which is everything I just listed without the design, which is even better because we don't really like designing stuff. I just offered it to get the AOV up of the client and we closed them. And you can see why, right? Like you might see that and think, wow, that's so expensive. But you have to remember, like, first of all, this brand in particular, they were spending 50K a day on ads. So they had money. Second of all, they can't do what I'm offering them in-house. And even if they could, they couldn't do it to the quality that me and my team can, because we've been doing this for years, and we've been doing it for like really aggressive long form VSLs, selling like weight loss supplements, not fucking, some simple ecom D2C product. And the third reason is it's a one-time fee for a funnel that could literally make them millions of dollars per year. So it's worth it. Now, this one was a while back, this whole offer. We did close them, but it was a while back. And if I had to redo this today, I would change the offer. So I would charge, instead of charging 12K, I would charge $8,000 up front. And then I would charge 1% of ad spend for life. And then I would also make the ad spend kick in after an initial test budget, because you don't want to charge percentage of ad spend out the gate in case it doesn't work and they spend 5K only to find out it's a failure and they have to pay you a percentage. Like, that's kind of bullshit. You don't want to scam your clients, right? You want to make it fair. So allow the client to test it, make sure that it works or that it has promise, and then you can kick in the percentage of ad spend. And the reason I would lower the price and add a performance incentive is because it then incentivizes me and my team to continue optimizing the funnel and split testing over a long period. Because in order to scale one of these to 1,000 buyers a day, it's not going to happen overnight. It takes split testing. It takes working with the media buyers. It takes some effort. You're not just going to write it and write a banger out the gate. It's really rare that happens. So we optimize for that by adding a percentage of ad spend like these days. Back then, obviously, we weren't doing that, but now we are. Here's another example. So we had this like pet supplement brand. I don't know what you call it, like dog supplements. They basically reached out to me for some email stuff, and I spoke to them, and then I realized we couldn't really help them. Well, we could, but it wasn't really worth it. There wasn't a big opportunity with their email because their list was huge, but in general, there just wasn't much we could do with their email because it was so messy. So what I did instead was I asked them, like, what other stuff are you working on right now? And then they told me like what their challenges are, etc. And then I pitched them on a cold traffic funnel for one of their supplements. So they had this supplement, which was like one of their best sellers, but they'd been struggling to sell it lately and they'd had a dip in overall revenue. So I pitched them on a cold traffic funnel for that supplement and a one-time project to clean up their Klaviyo and do all their flows from scratch and just clean out all the dead emails and do a deliverability audit and fix their deliverability DMARC stuff. So here's how the founder of the company replied. He said, "Can you show funnels examples? This is something we've wanted to crack for supplements." And then I showed them some examples, and then they basically told me they weren't interested in the email stuff, but I did close them on a cold traffic funnel for 10K. And the deliverables of that cold traffic funnel were like 2 advertorials and 1 sales page with 2 split tests. And that was it. And an upsell page. So upsell copy too, which was like 1,000 words, pretty long form. And the sales page was pretty long form too. It was like a 4,000 word sales page. It wasn't, some short form ecom page. And we didn't design it, but we closed them for 10K. And then they reached out to me like 2 months later saying the funnel crushed it and they were spending like 3K a day or whatever. In total, they paid us 10K for that funnel, and that funnel generated or sold like $400,000 worth of product for them. And then they ended up coming back to me for a lot more one-time projects and funnels. And now we're currently finishing up a funnel for them. And that client has never worked with us on a monthly retainer, but they've paid us like 50 or 60K up to this point, which is really cool. And we've also made them a ton of money. Otherwise, they wouldn't keep coming back for more, right? So those are just 2 examples of offers that I've made to clients and closed. And I've got countless. I've got like 7 or 8 more. I've also got ongoing stuff. So if you become like an email client of mine and you're a brand owner, I've got a bunch of ongoing stuff going on with the clients who work with us on email, where we don't charge them anything up front because they already pay us a retainer and a rev share for their email management. And we just kind of do a percentage of ad spend only on their funnels. But in order to get to that point, we have to trust the client and the client has to trust us. So we don't do that for everyone. It's only for existing clients. Now, how can you price advertorial funnels? It depends on the deliverables, right? In most cases, it doesn't really make sense to do one advertorial. as like an odd job. And as a general rule of thumb, if you run an agency or you're a freelancer, you don't really want to be doing odd jobs anyway. They never really work long term, and it kind of fucks up your whole cadence. So the reason doing one advertorial doesn't really make sense is because there's so much outside of your control. For example, who's the media buyer? Does he know what he's doing? What are the ad creatives? Is the sales page converting well? Like all that stuff is out of your control. And the advertorial is just one small part of the funnel. And the second reason is you need to give a bunch of split tests and give ongoing support. Like it's the chat, you can't just expect it to work first time. You have to get feedback from the market, right? So the only time it makes sense to do one advertorial is when you're trying to beat their control. So if a client comes to you and says, hey, this is our best advertorial, you think you can beat this? Then I would personally, with my team, charge between $500 and $750 to beat their control. And then if we beat it, I would be like, and you have to pay us 0.5% of ad spend for 6 months on that ad, or until someone else beats it, or until we beat it again. Now, if the client has deep pockets, like they're rich, and if they're smart, they will just keep paying you for one-time advertorials until you beat theirs. But for a whole cold traffic funnel project, like, 3 advertorials with split tests and 2 sales pages with split tests, I would charge at least something like $6,000 and 2% of ad spend after an initial test budget. So yeah, there's tons of ways to make money offering these with clients. You can even run a cold email sequence, and I bet that would crush if you structure the offer simply enough that people understand it straight away. And you can get really creative with the pricing. So, and you can make a shit ton of money too, really. So yeah.
So how to do research in under 5 minutes using ChatGPT. This is extremely useful for many because research is it's one of the most boring. It's a really important process in your writing, but it's also very time consuming and very boring. And because it's boring, you're naturally inclined to maybe skip some important details, maybe not pay as much attention. So once you get up to speed and learn how to use ChatGPT, you'll be able to do high quality research with everything you need, gather all the info you need in just like 5 minutes or even less. And this is not an exaggeration. I'll show you an example of how easy it is. Because just a few years ago, before ChatGPT, you would have to spend the whole day. If it's a new product, new solution, new problem you've never researched, you have to spend a whole day or even multiple days scrolling through reviews, multiple websites, scrolling Reddit, scrolling different forums, visiting Facebook groups, reading articles, reading studies. But now, using this simple step-by-step guide I'm about to show you, you have all the research you need laid out in front of you in minutes. So what you'll need is to visit Amazon. You need ChatGPT 4, which is the premium model. It's like $25 a month. And Google Docs or any other notes. So here's how to use Amazon reviews to understand your customer. I'm gonna show you an example in real time as well. So here are the 3 steps you'll need. Step 1: find a similar product to the one you're advertising. So let's say I'm advertising something for shoulder pain, some shoulder braces, and a similar product to that are these pain relief patches for shoulder pain, but they can be used for any pain at all. So I found my product that's similar, and it has 437 reviews, which is more than enough. So yeah, here I'll give you an example. So let's say I have to sell this patch in my editorial. So on Amazon, I found something similar. So that has the same audience, same customer base. So now step 2 is to gather reviews. And here's how you do that. So click customer reviews and basically just copy everything here and just paste it into ChatGPT. This is a completely fresh GPT. I haven't programmed it or have it like I sent messages to it previously, so it's completely fresh and neutral. Now you can basically do that. You have the same reviews. So you can basically gather like 5 pages of reviews. And like even without the reviews, AI is super helpful with helping you understand the problem and helping understand what the customer actually experiences. But the reviews help to make it all more accurate. So I believe that's 5 pages. So now, step 3, summarize data with ChatGPT. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy paste the same prompts that I've currently shared with you in the Google Doc. So let me close these things. So now at the bottom of your tutorial, you just copy paste this. So above you can see a bunch of Amazon 5-star reviews for our pain relief patch. Please summarize the 10 most common things the customers say, the benefits they experience particularly. And let's make it, I'll leave it the same in the example, but here I will make it about shoulder pain specifically. Talk only about shoulder pain. And some error. Okay, so it gave me the whole output. This is very like basic info. Something maybe you can even guess yourself, but this is only the start. Because now that like you can understand like many different features and many little things your customer will appreciate. And like now that AI has all the information from the customer reviews, you can get even more info out of it. So yeah, so now I can go through this research bucket list and find out everything I need about target customer, their pain points, target customer dreams and desires, how the pain points affect the customer everyday life, and so on. So now, next one is this. Prompt, please write 3 to 7 sentences and describe who is my target customer for this product. Write a description for a single person who's most likely to buy this pain relief patch. And I'll make it only about shoulder pain, so it's different from what's in the Google Doc. So make it only about shoulder pain. So here it is. So my target customer for the shoulder pain relief patch is likely someone like Alex, a 45-year-old office worker who spends long hours at the computer, leading to a chronic shoulder pain and stiffness. Alex seeks non-invasive and easy-to-use solutions to manage pain without interrupting his busy schedule. So he doesn't want to go to like spas or to like hour-long treatments that are expensive. He wants something that fits into the day, into his day. He's health conscious and prefers products with natural ingredients to avoid the side effects. And yeah, it basically gives me an idea of who is my target customer. Who should I be talking to when selling this product? So moving on, I could write 10 quotes about the problem they could have experienced, about the problems they could have experienced before trying the product. Make them relatable so I can understand the customer. Again, make them only about shoulder pain. So I've tried so many things for my shoulder pain, but nothing seemed to work. Felt like I was running out of options. Every morning I would wake up dreading the stiffness in my shoulder. It made getting ready for work a painful routine. My shoulder pain was so bad at times I had to give up playing tennis, something I loved for years. I spent a fortune on physiotherapy sessions, but the relief was always temporary. It felt like hitting a dead end. Working at my desk became a challenge. By midday, my shoulder would be screaming in pain, making it hard to focus. So yeah, you get the point. Now you have a lot of things that you can, if you're writing a story-based editorial, you can pretty much use all of these in your story. Now moving on, the dreams and desires of the target customer. Make them about shoulder pain only. So your target customer dreams of finding a solution that offers them lasting relief from shoulder pain, enabling them to return to their daily activities without discomfort. They desire the freedom to work, play, engage in physical activities like sports and gardening, without the fear of triggering or exacerbating their shoulder pain. So yeah, you can pretty much ask everything you need about the customer, and they'll give you like an exact detailed description. For example, you can freestyle. You can ask, write 5 metaphors of how they're like easy to understand metaphors of how their shoulders feel when in pain. So this will also help you sound more relatable when you, for example, say, you can say like, it's as if my shoulder is encased in concrete, making every movement heavy and like immobile. My shoulder pain is like a rusty hinge, creaking and groaning every time I try to move it. So like if the reader has the same problem, they'll read this and like nod their heads, say yes, it's like I feel the same. That's exactly my situation, and it will only help you convert. So yeah, here you can get a more detailed explanation of their daily routine or how their daily life is. So mornings begin with stiffness and discomfort in the shoulders, making simple tasks like getting out of bed, showering, or getting dressed challenging. Driving to work or commuting on public transport can accelerate his shoulder pain. Alex's shoulders pain also strains his family life and relationships. He finds himself irritable due to the constant pain. Hobbies and leisure activities that Alex used to enjoy, such as gardening, sports, or even reading books, became sources of pain rather than relaxation. So basically, it hurts at nights, where you can't relax and unwind. So you get a lot of information. Again, anything you need, you can just ask ChatGPT and it will give you without you having to browse the internet for hours. So I'm not going to go through all of these. I'm sure you get the point by now. But yeah, I just want to do one more thing. So please explain what could have caused the shoulder pain in the first place for our target customer, or I can say for Alex. Say long hours at the computer, poor posture, overuse. Like he said he likes tennis, so overuse in activities or hobbies that involve repetitive arm movements or overhead activities, which is pretty much describes tennis. Aging, injury from sports, a fall or an accident. Frozen shoulder. This condition involves stiffness and pain in the shoulder joint, often developing after a period of immobility that might follow an injury, or basically stress. So you can ask anything you want, basically, and AI will give you a lot of info to work with. And then basically, pretty much you can just put these create an outline for your advertorial, like the lead, and like how they experience after the product, and then like whatever you find useful here, just copy paste it into your outline and then like mention it. So yeah, it's pretty simple. Main point about AI is to be super clear. Talk like to a 12-year-old, a super talented 12-year-old that can basically do any task or answer any question only if you give them a really clear and detailed explanation or instructions. So yeah, I hope all that's clear. All right, so let's write a volume-based advertorial. I've chosen this home security camera, and because the story-based advertorial took like 3 hours, I've done all the research I need, so I can just begin writing. So for context, it's basically the home security camera, and I'm gonna write about 5 ways robbers can get into your house without you knowing it, or like 5 ways robbers can get into your house that you didn't know. And yeah, for the lead, I'm gonna like share some statistics how you might think that house robberies won't happen to you, or only happen to the like very wealthy houses. But then I'm gonna share the statistic I found, that basically a house robbery happens every 30 seconds. That adds up to 2 burglaries every minute and over 3,000 burglaries per day. And yeah, and only 38% of Americans told they have a home security system. The average loss is $2,600. And yeah, burglaries usually happen in the middle of the day. And yeah, here's some quotes from like people who might be concerned about their house getting robbed. So I keep thinking about how horrible my house is when I'm not there. It's unsettling to know what could happen in my absence. Every time I leave for work, I can't help but worry about the safety of my home. It feels like it's the only matter of time before it gets started. And then in the volume, I'm basically going to provide 5 ways robbers can get into your house that you didn't know. One of them is social engineering and pretexting. Many robbers gain access to homes not through brute force, but by manipulating homeowners themselves. This can involve posing as utility workers, delivery personnel, or even conducting surveys. Then the next is unsecured Wi-Fi networks, where they hack into your Wi-Fi and unlock gates or doors or garage doors. And phishing for keys. Traditional methods still pose significant risk. These have been known to use fishing rods or magnetic tools to retrieve keys left near letterboxes or under doormats. Levering windows, especially those hidden from street view, are vulnerable points of entry, and garage door hacking. So I'm gonna introduce all of these, share the statistics, share of like concerns they might have about their house getting robbed. Basically, I'm gonna use these to my advantage and say that most house robberies happen during the day. So when they leave for work and they're worried, but while they're gone for work, there's a higher chance they're gonna get robbed. And yeah, then you'll provide all the things, all the ways robbers can get into their house. And then I'm gonna say something like, you're gonna feel like a dog chasing your own tail if you're trying to prevent each one of these, because it's pretty much impossible to like avoid all of these things and prevent them. So instead, what you need is a home security camera. Basically, these cameras have sensitivity sensors, movement sensors, heat sensors, if I believe, and then they send you a notification whenever they detect something. And in that way, you can also like look after your home while you're gone for work, gone for holiday, or even at night you hear something weird, you check your cameras and you're good. And yeah, then you're gonna go with the first call to action, explain in more detail all the features and benefits, some social proof, life after using the product, how they're gonna get a peace of mind, They can check the cameras on their phone whenever they need to. The guarantee, where to buy, another call to action, more social proof, get rid of all this, and a final call to action. So yeah, let's start writing it all. Alright, so let's start by writing a headline, subheadline, image. For the image, I would say a camera footage of a robber with the zoom in on his hand, a red arrow, pointing towards him. Now for the headline, I'll just ask ChatGPT, writing an advertorial about, please write 10 headlines for the advertorial, something similar to so I will start with warning, 5 secret ways robbers can break into your home. So, unlike the secrets, 5 inspector methods thieves use to enter your home. Beware, 5 surprising tactics robbers employ to breach your sanctuary, protect your haven, discover 5 different ways intruders invade your homes. Warning, 5 secret ways robbers can break into your home. Here's what you need to do. I would have, for the subheadline, I could use one of these. Now write subheadlines, write something about a burglary happens every 30.48 seconds. Here's how to protect yourself. Or I could just put the FBI statistics here. There another subheadline about this. According to the FBI statistics, the border strikes, a burglary happens every 30.48 seconds in the US. So that's the image. I'll just look at these as an example. Maybe there's something better. So with a burglary, even every half minute. No, don't be a statistic. Guard against break-ins happening every 30 seconds. Every 38 seconds counts. Essential tips to fortify the home. No. And the time it takes to read this. I like this, but I don't like the way it's phrased. Every 30.48 seconds, a new burglary happens. Every 30.38 seconds, a new burglary happens, according to FBI statistics. Right now, for the lead, I'm going to use one of the templates. So for the lead, I'm going to copy this into here. I'm going to take the prompt. So write one sentence saying if they're suffering from problem that this article is a must read. So I'm going to improve this, saying write one sentence if they're afraid their house is going to get targeted, then this article is a must read. Write one sentence about what they're about to discover. Learn. So one of the secret ways robbers can get into your home. Emphasize with them. So here I would replace it with a statistic. Finish by very one sentence, registering into your value section. So above you can see the advertorial template for the lead. Write it so it fits our Swan home security cameras. It should come from a third-person perspective, I would say. The third-person perspective. And I would say, and share shocking statistics about house robberies. Write in third-person perspective. Write like a human, using simple language for adults. Please fit all these statistics into the lead. Expand the template if needed. Alright, so I'm gonna copy all of this, put it into here. Now, what I usually like to do is to give myself multiple options of what to choose from for the lead. So one thing is this lead that I just wrote. Then I'm gonna swipe this lead without revealing the product. I'm just gonna copy it all for now. And then use this prompt. That one. So font, above you can see text from a different editorial. Let's say, see the lead from different editorial, rewrite it completely to make it fit our home security cameras. It should come from, I would say just delete this because it's not coming from person. Write in the third person perspective, write like a human using simple language. Below I've shared some statistics that you should use. I would also add, please include all of them. So I'm gonna have one option of this from the template and another option which is swapped from a different advertorial. And then when I'm gonna begin writing, I can either combine both of them or just choose one of them. Then for the value section, I could actually just use the same what I did. Essentially all I did was ask ChatGPT to describe 5 ways robbers can get into your house that like most people don't know, and it gave me this. And I just could use the same thing. So that's the lead. Now for the value section, I'm just going to show you what I used. So yeah, write me 5 tips for an article, 5 ways robbers can get into your house without that you didn't know. I could try, see what else it gives me. Prompt, copy paste all of this. So prompt, unpub, you can see the content for my article. You can see the 5 ways robbers can get into your house that you didn't know. Please write each body text for each way. Please rewrite it. Please rewrite each body text for each option and make it 2 times longer. I'm just gonna see if there's anything. I think I'm gonna just keep these to not pull too much attention away from the actual product. All right, so I'm just gonna do these. An image. Image relevant to, or just relevant image. And I'm gonna put the same thing for all of these. Yeah, this would be too much. I don't want to bore the reader too much. I think this is very straight to the point and is good enough to describe each way. I'll also number it. So number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and number 5. Here are the 5 ways robber can get into your house you didn't know. All right, now the solution. On. Now write a transition that's 3 to 5 sentences long. Write about something like this. And this is just what I came up with, so I'm just gonna use that. It glitched out. It just repeated this. Oh no, I copied. My bad. I copied the wrong thing. Then I'm gonna introduce this. Then after this transition, I could say that's why over 100,000 households have chosen the Swan home security camera system. Or image. And then basically I would describe all of this. Write like a human. Write in simple language for adults. I think there are a few like words and phrases it uses that like are not 5th grade level. So trying to prevent every possible method of burglary can feel like an unwinnable race, similar to a dog, just like a dog endlessly chasing its tail or frantically attempting to plug leaks in a steadily sinking boat. It's an exhausting endeavor that often seems futile. And I like this much better. So I'm trying to stop every possible way a burgle might get in the hole could feel like a never-ending battle. It's like running in circles or bailing water out. It's like a dog chasing its own tail, or bailing water out of a leaky boat. That's exactly why having a security camera is such a smart move. It's like having eyes in your home even when you're not there. If something does happen, you've got the footage, which means if something does happen while you're not there, you've got footage, which means a good chance of seeing who did it, their car, and even their license plate. This can make all the difference in catching them and getting your stuff back. Or I would say it's like having your eyes in your home. And even in the worst case scenario, if something does happen while you're there, if you got the footage, then I would put a headline here or something like the all-in-one way to prevent house robbery, or the next step. How to protect your house from burglary in one simple step. Image of a house robbery happening. So now I'm getting into the product introduction. So I would just copy all of this and put it here. From above, you can see our advertorial tutorials so far. Now we are at the point where we need to introduce our product. For this camera, I think it's better if I don't include the first call to action here, but explain how it works right away. And then with the how it works, I could also include step by step how to use, set up. This might seem complicated. Then social proof. Then I could put where to buy, first call to action here. I just think like this format will work better for this product. First call to action. Clicking the website, guarantee and warranty, life after using the product, and then another call to action. Yeah, that's going to be the final CTA. Limited stock or limited discount for only 1,000 buyers, or limited discount for the readers of this article only. Right, so now we're at the product introduction. I'm gonna use this. Wait, I can continue by writing following the template. I'm gonna put it here, and for the sentences, I'm gonna max them out. I'm gonna put 3 instead of 2 to 3. 2 sentences. 3 sentences here. 3 sentences. Here's the full product info. Highlight the most important stuff. So now I'm just gonna copy all of the product info I copied from Amazon. Like I copied everything from here, all of this, then further down, all of these screenshots, and further down here, bunch of details. And I could use these images as well, but right now I'm just writing copy. Not gonna spend time picking the images. So here's the full product info. Highlight the most important stuff. So now again, I want to give myself multiple options. I will say option 1, option 2. So option 1 will be whatever it writes here. And for option 2, I'm just going to swipe it from a different advertorial. We're going to copy all of this. From above, you can see the product introduction and explanation from a different advertorial. Please rewrite it completely. Could make it about our home, about our swan, home security, cameras. Here's all of the detailed info about the cameras. Write in simple language. For adults, write like a human. Down below, I'll just copy the same thing. I'm gonna delete this for now. So option 1 is this. And for option 2, I'll have whatever it writes here. Alright, so I'm gonna leave it there for now before I finish the entire first draft. So now for the next section, now write a step-by-step instruction on how to set up the smart home security cameras and how to use them. Image of the cameras in action. This might be a bit too detailed, but I'm gonna still use it. Or I'm just not gonna include these. Make it more simple. One sentence for each. I'm gonna copy this and I'm gonna include it here as a way of like what other cool features are there or other reasons we love it. Like it should be done like this here. And so what else we love about Swan? I'm just gonna leave it like that. And I'm gonna make this as a separate box that stands out from the rest of the tutorial. So choose key areas around your house for camera placement, like doors or windows, mount the cameras using the provided screws, place the VR near your internet router. Yeah, this is much better. Won't take as much space. So step 1. All right, so now I have my 8 steps. I could put like a small explanations here. Unbox and familiarize yourself. Step 2, plan camera placement. Plan camera placement. Step 3, install cameras. Install the cameras. Step 4, set up DVR. Step 5, Step 6, configure the DVR and cameras. Step 7, and then finally step 8. And then I'm gonna write some text around it. So prompt above you can see the step-by-step instructions of our camera. Now write 2 to 3 sentences before these step-by-step before the step-by-step guide. Write about how easy it is to use, and even though something like setting up security cameras feels like a headache, it's actually more simple than you thought. Then after the step-by-step, write I would write something like write about how easy these steps are. You can get them done with you can get them done fast and secure your home. And so I'm gonna copy this, put it at the top here. Now put the text after. And I would just improve this part. I would say font. Rephrase the section below and talk about how it's an all around protection for your home. Also include, I saw on the Amazon page that they had motion detectors. True detect heat and motion detection through sensor warming lights. gonna include this image here. Then for the social proof, I'm gonna put like reviews, read reviews. So now just like water coffee from the page. Swan Security has over 35 years of experience protecting families, home, and businesses. Swan is a leader at developing innovative yet affordable security solutions with cutting-edge consumer privacy and data stored on AWS servers in your country. It's all backed by Swan's promise of lifetime help and support, security you can trust. When you visit their website, you can see countless of positive reviews and their customers. And then I would put a link here, like a hyperlink. Then put this. I would actually put it side by side. So icon, 35 years, 35 plus years of experience. So what's that? 5 million? 5 million plus homes protected. I just need to change one of my subheadlines as well. That's over 5 million households have chosen the security system. Then here I would put 30 plus countries, global leader with number 1 in market share at CCTV systems. Right, so now delete this. Where to buy, first call to action. So I asked to use also the true heat detect and motion detecting feature, but it didn't write it in a bullet point. What all around protection for the pop. So the system is advanced through the technology, senses heat and motion, activating sensor warning lights. This not only improves accuracy in alerts, accuracy in the alerts, but also serves as a preventive measure, enhancing the overall security of your home. Now I got the social proof. So like 5 million households protected. Will you be the next one? So that's the subject line. Now moving on, the first call to action. Let me also give me 2 options. So the first call to action. From above, you can see the tutorial template for the section where to buy of the action. Right, so it fixes our Swan home security cameras. It should come from. It doesn't come from anyone. It's just an article. So I'm gonna delete that and click here right in third-person perspective, write like human or using simple language. Say that it's available at 50% off for the readers of this article. All orders come with a 90-day money-back guarantee and a 1-year warranty. Now for the big picture results. Now then I need just the final call to action and basically paint the picture after the results. So now I'm just gonna copy this, and put here above. You can see the tutorial template for the section. Paint the picture of how life looks like after getting our swan call security cameras. Right, so it fits our swan home security cameras. Write in third person perspective. Write like a human using simple language. And I'm not going to mention the discounts here. So now for where to buy. Now I would say don't write it about the customer experience. Format it in a way so the reader imagines how life looks like. They're no longer anxious when leaving for work or a trip. Whenever they are suspicious from weird sounds, they can check it for reassurance, etc. Peace of mind, and they can focus on what's important. I'm gonna still copy paste this, put it into here. Now for the guarantee, I would just write prompt. Now write a 5 to 7 sentence long section about their guarantee and warranty. Talk about their 90-day money back guarantee. We say that the brand Swan understands that technology can be complicated, so can feel unpredictable, as it can break or not work. That's why they are protecting you with their 1-year warranty. And for the same reason, and as a cherry on top, they are protecting their orders with a 90-day money back guarantee. If you're not satisfied with the safety it brings to your home, you can get a full refund of every penny you paid. Now, we're going to have two options to choose from here. Then the guarantee and the final call to action. And then that's it. Just need to clean it up. And then the tutorial is ready. So final call to action. I'm just gonna copy paste this. Gonna copy paste the prompt. Where's the prompt? Here it is. So prompt. Or you can see the tutorial template for the section for the final call to action section. Right, so it fits our Swan, home security, cameras. Should come. I'm just gonna delete this again. Right in the third person perspective, like a human. Say that there's limited stock because of increasing amount of home burglaries. And there's a limited discount for only 1,000 buyers, or like available for the readers of this article. Visit the, let's say, click the button below to check availability and visit Swan's website to secure your discount. Now copy this for the call to action. Swan's bonus to you. Now check, are there any guarantees? So that's the subheadline there. Badge of a 90-day money-back guarantee and a 1-year warranty badge. So now that's sorted. And the final call to action. So discover the path solving your home security concerns for good. Alright, so now I have the entire advertorial. So it's the first draft written. Image of a secure home with cameras at work. And a button. Check, set apply, discount, and check availability. So that's the discount I'm gonna have. The button I'm gonna have. Now I'm gonna put another button here and where to buy, a button here. Alright, so now I'm gonna clean it up a bit and then I'm gonna go through it all and make the final draft. Alright, so let's go through it and make the final edits so it's ready. So Headline, I'm satisfied with. Warning, 5 secret ways robbers can break into your home. Here's what you need to do. Or here's how to protect yourself. I'm just going to leave it like that. So every 30.48 seconds, a new burglary happens, according to FBI statistics. Did you know that in the US, a house burglary occurs in nearly every 30 seconds? That's right. While many believe robberies are rare and target only wealthy homes, let's say visibly wealthy homes, the reality is far more alarming. According to the FBI, this constant threat adds up to 2 burglars every minute, totaling over 3,000 breakings every day. Okay, so despite this, the State of Safety Survey found that break-ins and burglaries rank as the second top property crime concern. Yet, I would remove that. Yet, shockingly, only 38% of Americans have equipped their homes with a security system to fend off these intruders. Facing burglary means an average financial hit of $2,600, basically. Imagine the impact of nearly $3,000 gone in an instant, and a devastating blow for everyone, especially for those living paycheck to paycheck. Contrary to popular beliefs, these crimes frequently happen in broad daylight, often after lunchtime. Often after lunchtime. Often after lunchtime, challenging the notion that burglaries only occur, or I would say this, while everyone's away at work. Often between noon and 4 p.m. Well, everyone's at work. Given these shocking statistics, the thought of protecting your home might feel daunting. Given these shocking statistics, you may wonder, how can you possibly protect your property without constant vigilance or understanding the intricacies of home security? And given the shocking statistics, you may wonder how you can possibly protect your property while you are without So I would say something without hiring a security guard or hiring a like a security specialist who sets up security cameras that will cost you thousands of dollars. Given these shocking statistics, you may wonder what's the best way to protect your home and your loved ones without spending thousands of dollars on private security or security systems. But what if securing your home could be simplified? What if protecting your home could be simple? But what if you could No, wait. Because this would work better if I reveal the product right away. But I feel like after this, I could start providing the value of 4 or 5 ways robbers can get into your home. Let me see how this one ends. So, what you're about to learn today could change everything for the better. However, the reality is starkly different, and it brings with a host of other concerns: the violation of personal space, the loss of invaluable personal items that no amount of money can replace, and lingering fear for one's safety even in their homes. I would put this here, but what you're about to learn today could change everything for the better. And then I would delete this and get straight into the 5 ways. Here are the 5 ways robbers can get into your house. Here are the setting. Here are the 5 little known ways robbers can get into your house. And I would replace get into the crate just to make it more dramatic. So number 1, social engineering and pretexting. Any robbers gain access to homes not through brute force, but by manipulating homeowners themselves. This can involve posing as utility workers, delivery personnel, or even conducting surveys. Once trust is established, they can either gain directly entry or gather enough information to plan a break-in. Highlighting the importance of verifying identities and danger of oversharing personal information can be crucial. Unsecured Wi-Fi networks. Smart homes are increasingly common, and while they offer convenience, they also present new opportunities. I would say this is, since this applies to less people, I would put it towards the end to not lose the attention of people who could be interested in the product. So same with fishing for keys. It's nothing like groundbreaking, nothing new. So yeah, this is the order I would place it in. So number 1 is social engineering and pretexting. Number 2, window leveling. Windows, especially those hidden from the street view, are vulnerable at points of entry. They use often leverage small tools to quietly break seals or open forced latches. Recommending the installation of window locks, security films, or glass breaks sensors can offer additional layers of protection. I'm thinking if I should use these, include these here. I'm just gonna include them just to provide more value. Now, number 3, garage door hacking. Automatic garage doors are convenient but can be vulnerable to hacking. Older models, in particular, may use fixed codes that can be intercepted and replicated by thieves with the right equipment. Advising on the importance of upgrading modern garage doors, components with rolling codes, or implementing additional security measures such as deadbolt lock on the door leading from the garage into the house can deter potential robbers. Number 4, fishing for keys. Traditional methods still pose significant risk. Thieves can have been known to use fishing rods or magnetic tools to retrieve keys near letterboxes or doormats, encouraging readers to rethink where they leave spare keys and to consider a keyless entry system could be beneficial. Secured Wi-Fi networks. Smart homes are increasingly common, and while they offer convenience, they also present new opportunities for thieves. An unsecured Wi-Fi network can be a gateway for hackers to disable security systems or unlock smart locks, emphasizing on the importance of secure, strong passwords or regular updates to home network security can help protect against these digital break-ins. I want to include one more about hacking your door, basically unlocking with something, because I would include, with so many YouTube tutorials out there, anyone can learn how to unlock your door. Above you can see the 5 tips of how robbers can break into your home. Please write one more about how anyone can about how they can easily unlock your door And there are multiple YouTube videos and tutorials online that can teach you how to do it. So anyone with internet access can learn it and sneakingly break into your home without any signs of entry. I will put it higher up with Amazon number 2. Yeah, so I would put it as number 2. This is number 3, this is number 4, this is number 5, and this is number 6. So here I would put this one. Easy door unlocking techniques. Write like a human, write in simple language and for adults, just to make it more simple. Yeah, I would also change this one. I like this much better. So number 2, unlocking. Okay, I'm gonna copy all of this, put it here. So unlocking doors is easier than you think. Nowadays, with so much information out there, picking a lock isn't just for locksmiths or burglars with a set of fancy tools. Anyone with a bit of curiosity can hop online and find a tutorial how to unlock doors without a key. Scary, right? This means someone could sneak into your house without leaving a broken window or busted lock behind. The best move is to step up your lock game. Think about getting stronger locks, maybe even... Now I would just remove this so it gets to the next one straight away. And then we have the 6 tips. Oh, there's 6. 6, 6, 6. Let me just make sure. All right. So after the 6 tips, 6 valuable like ways robbers can break into your house, I'm gonna transition towards the solution. So the next step, how to protect your house from burglary in one simple step. Let's say, even if you're away at work, try to stop every possible way a burglar might get into your house. Can feel like a never-ending battle. It's like a dog chasing its own tail, or it's like a dog trying to chase its own tail, or you trying to bail out water out of a leaky boat. That's exactly why having a security system is such a smart tool. It's like having eyes in your home even when you're not there, and even in worst case scenario, if something does happen while you're not there, you've got the footage, which means a good chance of seeing who did it, their car or even their license plate. This can make all the difference in catching them and getting your stuff back. That's why over 5 million households have chosen this one home security system. So as we've explored many unexpected ways burglars can break into your home, it's clear that traditional security measures might not always be the best option. enter the Swan Home security system. I'm gonna make it as a clickable link. So this system is not just another layer of protection, it's an all-around solution that addresses each vulnerability we discussed. The system is an all-around solution that addresses each vulnerability we discussed, from deterring social engineering attempts with distortion, activated lights and cameras to provide 24/7 surveillance against Wi-Fi hacking, key phishing, window leveraging, door hacking, window leveraging, or garage door hacking. Swan ensures your home is guarded against the most cunning of burglars. So equipped with the 1080p Full HD video capture, the Swan system offers incredible clarity in surveillance, ensuring every detail is crisp and identifiable, from facial features to license numbers. The system, I would include an image of how it works, image of the camera in action, or GIF. So the system is active deterrence with LED lights and heat motion detection can not only records but also actively discourages intruders, providing both a reactive and proactive defense mechanism. I might choose this one because it's more simple, because this one is a bit like you get bored reading all of the details here. So I'm gonna leave maybe this start and then switch off this part. So imagine more of a secure home doesn't require a manual the size of an encyclopedia or the strength of a superhero just to set the basic defense system. So the system isn't just another gadget. We mentioned all of this. So Science system is all about making your home security easy and effective. Forget about the confusion of matching different types of security measures to different threats. And the Swan system covers it all in 1080p Full HD video, daylight vision, and weatherproof cameras. Plus, it's equipped with heat motion detection and LED lights to deter any would-be intruders. And the best part, it works straight out of the box. No need for a crash course of security systems. You can have it up and running in no time. Why choose Swan? Because it transforms the concept of home. Okay. Shit, what did I do? Alright, so I'm gonna copy all of this and put it here. So the Swan system covers it all. We don't only include this, ensuring every detail is crisp and identifiable for facial features to license plate numbers. Then I'm going to continue with this. No need for a crash course. Then to break it up, I include an image. Then why choose Swan? Because it transforms the concept of home security. You get a system that's both easier to use and more robust than those old clunky metal canister cameras. Since it's designed to handle just about any kind of security scenario, it's true to detect heat and motion sensing. You don't have to pause or ponder in a panic. You know you've got the right tool for the job. And let's talk about convenience. The Swan system is as unobtrusive as it's powerful. Its complete design means you can place it almost anywhere, indoors or outdoors. It's light enough to move around, but tough enough to withstand the elements. So whether you're protecting your living room or keeping an eye on the background, Swan has you covered. Okay, so I like all of this. I'm gonna put it all here. Like that, and then I'm just gonna put something lines and some images to break up the text, because it's a camera, it's a technology gadget, and it can take longer to explain. But how does it work? Simply put, it's smart. The system provides clear, detailed images day or night, rain or shine. You can monitor your property from anywhere using the Swan Security app, receiving alerts and live footage directly to your mobile device. With up to 365 days of video storage, thanks to the pre-installed 1 terabyte HDD, you're always in the know. I'll just highlight also some parts just to make it easier to read. Swan system is about giving you peace of mind. It's designed for anyone who values safety, for tech enthusiasts, to those who prefer simplicity. I would remove that. With Swan, you're prepared for anything. You'll need to juggle multiple types of extinguishers or remember complex procedures. So this is what I swiped from the other tutorial. So just set it, forget it, and rest easy knowing you and your loved ones are protected. So is it easy to use? Setting up home cameras, home security systems might seem like a daunting task, but with some Swan home security cameras, it's simpler than you might think. It's easy to follow steps, ensure that what could be a headache turns into a hassle-free process, making your home safer in no time. So here are the 8 steps. Following these steps, you'll find setting up your Swan home security cameras. Whenever I mention the full name, I just put the hyperlink there for anyone who wants. They can click it, and then it boosts click rates and overall conversion rates. So it's not just easy, but also quick. In just a short amount of time, you can have your home monitored and secure, giving you peace of mind. Whether you're a tech savvy or new to home security, Swan makes the process straightforward and efficient, ensuring your home safety is in good hands. So all around protection for your home, blah, 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 all of the features. So the social proof, which I already wrote, I think it's fine how it is. Now we have the call to action, where to buy, and we have the life after getting the product, any guarantees, and then the final call to action. So if you want to protect your home and your loved ones, this is a must-have. You've been losing sleep. You've been losing sleep over the safety of your home, worrying about break-ins or trying to safeguard. So I would there's a high chance they haven't been losing sleep over it. So I would say no need to lose sleep over the safety of your home. No need to worry about break-ins or trying to protect against potential intrusions. It's the kind of concern that hovers in the back of your mind no matter where you are or what you're doing. The Swan home security system offers an easy, cost-effective solution, complete with a 90-day money-back guarantee and a 1-year warranty, ensuring peace of mind is within reach. Now is your chance to join thousands or millions of households who have upgraded their home security with Swan, experiencing the relief and confidence that comes from knowing their property is monitored and protected. If you've been wrestling with the fear of home invasion, it's time to give Swan a try. With a 50% discount exclusive to our readers, it's a completely risk-free purchase thanks to their money-back guarantee. There's no better time to act. Remember, stock is limited and could I wouldn't say remember because I haven't mentioned it yet. Stock is limited and could sell out any moment. Don't miss out on this opportunity to secure your home with the Swan home security cameras at an unbeatable price. Protecting your home has never been easier, more affordable, or essential. And then I would add, click the button below to see if it's still available at 15% off. Now, making the switch to Swan is one of the best decisions. Now they live with peace of mind. Months, even years worrying about home security will finally put to rest. With just 14 days of the Swan cameras in place, completely after, I wouldn't say 14 days, it doesn't make sense, but The colleagues transform their safety of their sense of safety. I would say after installing, or just after this one, home security cameras in place. Yeah, they felt a weight lift off their shoulders, revealing in the newfound freedom to leave the house without anxiety and sleep soundly through the night. Using the Swan system turned out to be incredibly straightforward and simple and effective. The simplicity or setup to use, combined with the comprehensive coverage, the complete coverage, made them wonder why they hadn't made the switch sooner. Yeah, so this is like a story of the family. So if this was like a real brand that I would have a story, I would include the family here, like a family from like Texas installed this, and here's what they had to say, and put like a five-star review there. At work, they were more focused, no longer distracted by concerns of their home safety. Relationship with family and friends deepened with gatherings at their home, now feeling genuinely welcoming. Sure, I wouldn't include this. I think it's too extra. Mentally, the constant background stress they had grown accustomed to was gone, replaced by calm confidence. I also wouldn't include this. I think it's a bit too extreme. For anyone struggling with concerns about home safety, adding Swan home security cameras into their life is a game changer. Okay, let me see the other option. So, gone are the days of lingering worry as you lock the door behind you. I like this a lot more. Imagine the shift, just 2 weeks. Yeah, actually, I like this a lot more. So, gone are the days of lingering worry as you lock the door behind you. Imagine the shift. After the Swan home security is installed, the familiar anxiety of what if fades away. Now, any usual noise at night or while you're away isn't a cause of concern at the moment of quickly resolve with a glance at your phone, providing instant reassurance. Now, the ease and effectiveness of the Swan system that redefine your daily life. Setting it up is a breeze, and the coverage it offers means every corner of your home is secure. This isn't just about deterring the wrong kind of visitors; it's about giving you back your freedom. Picture your life within this newfound security. Your focus sharpens, no longer splintered by constant worry about what's happening at home. Times picture of remove this, and the mental space, once occupied with fear, is now dedicated to what truly matters. I will remove this for anyone seeking to rid their life of stress and distractions of home security. Swan home security cameras offer not just a solution, but a new way of living. Are there any guarantees? One understands that when it comes to technology, unpredictability is a part of the package. Devices can malfunction, or sometimes they just don't meet your expectations. That's why they're offering a solid layer of protection for your peace of mind. With their 1-year warranty, Spawn ensures that if your security system encounters any issues or breaks down, you're covered. They stand by the quality and reliability of their products, but they also want you to feel confident and secure to purchase. And to sweeten the deal, Swan adds a 90-day money-back guarantee. If for any reason you find that the Swan home security cameras don't bring the level of safety and satisfaction you are looking for your home, you're entitled for a refund. You're entitled to a full refund of everything you spent. Is a way showing commitment to not just the quality of their product, but to satisfaction and your customers. Discover the path to solving your home security concerns for good. I would say I would change this to something like protect your family or ensure or okay, I'm gonna return to it a bit later after I write this. So solve your security worries with swans from security cameras or get every penny back. And this the threat of home intrusions is real and ever growing. Without that action, the risk for your home and family only escalates. But now there's a reliable solution at your fingertips. Swan offers a chance to improve your home security and leave those improve your home safety and leave those security concerns in the dust once and for all. Your purchase is fully protected by a 90-day money back guarantee. When you with complete peace of mind enjoy the main benefit of enjoy the peace of mind. Okay, it's like I said, main benefit and multiple benefit, even though it was just in the template, but we can edit it. So enjoy the peace of mind, knowing your loved ones and your dear possessions are protected. If the Swan's home security cameras don't deliver as promised, you're entitled to 100% refund, no questions asked. That's Swan's promise to you. But there are nothing to lose, and given the limited stock due to the rising home burglary rates, plus a special discount available. I think it's too much with nothing to lose, and given the limited stock due to increasing home burglary rates, now is the time to act. Don't procrastinate on this decision. There's a special discount available only for the first 1,000 buyers from this article. Click the button below and to check availability and visit Swan's website to secure your exclusive discount. Okay, that's that. And here I would change it to leave your home security concerns behind for good. And yeah, that's the editorial. I'm gonna include the link so you can have a look yourself and possibly even swipe it. And yeah, thank you for your attention.